King D back with another one. And this video is called How to Be Your Own Best Friend. Now I know a lot of people nowadays are lonely, and more so since the birth of social media. Ironic, eh? There is nothing more antisocial than social media. So how do we cope with loneliness? Well, first off, you've got somebody with you 24/7. You're just not paying attention. It's you. Now if I'm starting to lose you, please stick with me. There's some great insight here that's really going to help. I mean it. I'm not making these for the fun of it. It's going to make sense and it is going to help. Now I had this thought a good while ago that we are two separate people. Bear with me honestly. We are the one we experience, who we experience ourselves, and so does everybody else. And we've got the other one who's the passenger, who's along for the ride. Now if the driver you, now he's not doing anything, he's not growing, progressing, doing anything exciting, just same old, it's going to be a pretty dull experience now, isn't it, for the passenger you. You're going to feel very frustrated, like being on a roller coaster that doesn't move. Now even more so if he doesn't treat you very good. Now if he's never listening to you, and he never puts your feelings first above anybody else's, and he treats you less of a person than anybody else, well that, my friend, is a very abusive and extremely toxic relationship you got going there. And it's time we fix that. Now if the driver you is treating you like shit, and he's just ignoring you completely, and he's putting you down all the time with the negative self-talk, well, you're going to feel very lonely. Now for those of you that have been in an abusive or extremely toxic relationship, you'll know firsthand that that's the loneliest place in the world. And yet you're doing that to yourself most days. And we will talk more in another video about self-compassion, because there's a lot to cover there. We're going to focus on a different angle on this video. So anyway, the driver you needs to start putting the passenger you first. And he needs to start taking him on an exciting adventure. Entertain him. It's your driver you's responsibility and duty to show the passenger a good time. You're only here once. The passenger's crying out for an experience. Give him one. Now I'm going to give you some tips now on how to become your own best friend. Now first off, the passenger you and the driver you needs to make up. I can't stress this enough, right? And it's going to take both yous to do this. The passenger needs to forgive the driver, because the driver did not know any better. Yeah? That's the way he was taught. He doesn't know any better, yeah? But he does now, because he's watching this video. So if you want to pause right now and forgive him now, then be my guest. Or if you want to wait till after this amazing video, then you can do that as well. But make sure you do forgive him. He needs forgiving. And now the driver needs to start listening to the passenger now though, doesn't he? And start putting him first. I mean it. I'm afraid you're stuck with each other, so you're going to have to start getting on. And my next tip here is talk to yourself. Now I know what you're thinking, King D's gone batshit. Well, I haven't. I'm actually very happy. I talk to myself all the time, and you know what else? I make myself laugh too. I am forever cracking a joke, even when I'm the only one in the room. And I'll keep doing it, because it's hilarious. And I'll crack myself up all the time. And I am so glad for driver me, because he does know how to keep me entertained, let me tell you. He's fucking hilarious. Now I haven't exactly agreed with all his decisions in life, but I suppose my life has never been dull. But now more than ever, I am very entertained. And back when he used to talk to me like shit and pull me down all the time, now he's building me up and he's encouraging me. He's motivating me like a best friend should. He's encouraging me to be the best me. And that's exactly what I want. He's listening. Come on, King D, you got this. Cheers, mate. Try it. It works wonders. And seriously, try that at home. Look in the mirror every day and just look at yourself and go, you got this. You got this, pal. And if you like, you can respond and go, yeah, no, I have. Tell yourself you're doing great, because you are. Because if you've had a driver all these years that's neglected you and abused you for all this time, and you're still here, and you're still plodding on and fighting, that's pretty impressive, to be fair. Yeah, you're not even on the same page. You haven't been getting on with that person that you're stuck with 24/7 for the rest of your life. If you're not even getting on with that person and you're still here and you're still at it, you are doing great. Now for the doubters, and I'm sure there's plenty, because I myself, if I watched this back 2 years ago, I'd have thought this was bullshit. I'm not kidding there. But it's not bullshit. I know it sounds wacky, but I can promise you now, I used to get lonely. I did. I live on my own, I work on my own. It's shit. Didn't like it one bit, and I didn't know what to do about it, and I just didn't like being me. And I didn't want to be around me either. I needed company. But then when I adopted this mindset of being my own best friend and making up with myself, well, since we made up, I genuinely love being me. I really do. I wouldn't want to be anybody else in the world, and I never get lonely. Ever. I never get lonely. I'd miss my kids and my close friends. I do need to see people, but I enjoy my company that much, so I won't call it loneliness. Never again. I've got my best friend with me all the time. How could I be lonely? And now he's got me making these videos, which have been quite fun. And don't get me wrong, they've been pretty tough, but he keeps pushing me and he's driving me. He's kicking me straight up the arse. He does with everything. I don't want to go to the gym. I never feel like going to the gym, but I want a nice bod. Well, he's pushing me there, isn't he? Sod. But it's a good teamwork. You know, he makes me go to that gym, because if I only went when I felt like it, well, I'd look like shit. And he doesn't want me to look like shit, because he knows I don't want to look like shit. Yeah? So not only is he listening to me and he's good to me, but he knows what's best for me too. And he pushes me. That's what a best friend does. Yeah? And he wants me to make a lot of money and make a good name for myself. And while we're at it, we're going to help lots of people, because that's exactly what we want to do. He pushes me in all aspects of life. So, to be a better dad, be a better friend, be a better man. But he doesn't beat me up over it if I ever make any mistakes, because he knows himself, we're human, we're going to make mistakes. Yeah? He's got the compassion for me there that it's alright. We hold our head up high, because we are aiming for something big, and day by day we are being the best version of ourselves. And what else does a best friend do? He stands up for you. And the driver, me, he ain't taking any shit off anyone. Why? Because he knows I deserve better than that. He knows I deserve to be treated with respect. And he respects me himself as well. And never will he ever make me do anything I don't want to do that's going to bring my self-esteem down. He won't do it. You're not doing that. Now, I'll tell you another thing about becoming your own bestie that fixes your loneliness. And I'm not just talking about having your best friend with you all the time. You're going to attract more people too, and I genuinely mean that. I mean, as soon as me and Driver me made up and realised just how fucking cool we are, well, suddenly we stopped caring what anybody else thought of us. We didn't give a shit, and we don't care if anyone likes us, because we like us. We know we're good people, or a good person, should I say. We aren't trying to impress anyone, and we're not trying to make people like us. Well, we've got each other, so why are we going to concern ourselves with anybody else? If anyone wants to come along for the ride and they enjoy our company and they like who we are, great. But if you don't, we're fine as well. We're still okay. And most of the things I do is for my own amusement. It really is. Now here's where it gets very interesting. So when you're having the time of your life with yourself, people see it. You become like a magnet. If you're having a whale of a time with yourself and you're perfectly happy in your own company, people are drawn to that and they're going to want to be around you. That's where the party's at. They can sense it, genuinely, and you literally become a magnet. Now, if all you're doing is trying to get people to like you and try and fit in, normally at your own expense as well, well, the more you're trying to fit in, the more invisible you're going to become, and the more you're not listening to that inner you, that passenger. Yeah. Seriously, the more you try and fit in with everybody else, the more invisible you will become. It's like the law of attraction or something. And the more comfortable you are in your own, everyone comes to get you. They want to be around you because why wouldn't they? They know you better than anybody, and you seem to be having a good time there, so they're going to jump straight on board. And it might sound wacky and maybe it doesn't make that much sense, but please give it a go. It's genuinely changed my life thinking like that. So that's about it really. We'll do self-compassion somewhere down the line, so stay tuned for that one. So subscribe so you won't miss it. Like the video, comment, say hello, why not? And tell a friend. We need to get this out there. The more people that knows about this and are subscribed and are watching these videos, it's going to bring even more people into the game that can watch all this kind of stuff. And we need to help a lot of people here because people are in a bad way nowadays. The modern world is miserable and it's depressing everybody. So yeah, I mean, folk talk about, mental health awareness. Well, they ain't talking about what's making people mentally ill or how to get yourself out of it. Oh, mental health awareness. Yeah, and what? Good job King D came along when he did, eh?